Fucking believable. Absolutely fucking believable. Oh, hey guys, I didn't notice you guys were there. Oh my god. I am so sorry. Oh my god. I was just watching Backlash just a second ago, and, yeah, I can't say that I'm surprised. What's up, YouTube? It's your boy, Nash here. Welcome back to the channel, and tonight I'm going to be giving you guys the results from WrestleMania Backlash. There are no words to describe what the fuck just happened. Literally, no fucking words. I don't even know how to describe what happened at Backlash except holy fuck. If you guys thought WrestleMania was insane, Backlash was basically that. And we kicked things off with no matches on the kickoff show. Sounds crazy, I know, but yeah, no matches on the kickoff show, but the main card, 6 matches on the card, hella lit, and we kicked things off with the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, doing battle with the Visionary, the Revolutionary, Seth freaking Rollins, in a rematch from WrestleMania where Rollins had no time to prepare for Cody Rhodes' return, which, to be fair, Rollins does have a claim to that, but let's be real, you gotta be prepared for anything. Let's just be real on that. You gotta be prepared for anything, and Rollins is just making up some dumbass excuse. Plain and simple. But it just wasn't enough. No matter how much Rollins prepared, he wasn't prepared for Cody Rhodes pinning Seth Rollins by rolling him up. This was basically what we would have expected at Backlash. We saw basically an instant classic rematch from WrestleMania with a much more different win for Cody Rhodes as he rolled up Seth Rollins and grabbed a hold of the tights to pick up the victory. And I have to admit, this was interesting because when you think about Cody Rhodes, one thing comes into mind is the fact that he started in WWE back in 2007-ish, and there were a lot of people who saw the kid and who saw this dude and looked at him and said, you know what, this kid, I like this kid. This kid's gonna be a future star in WWE. And he sort of proved everybody right. He sort of proved everybody right for the most part. At just the age of in his 20s, or something, he made his WWE debut on July 2nd, 2007, where he basically was being introduced to Randy Orton, and he had a few matches, against guys like Orton and even also Hardcore Holly, which he earned, Holly's respect, and they became tag team champions. And from that point forward, he became literally probably one of the hottest prospects in WWE until he got released in 2016, and that was when it all went downhill for Cody Rhodes. but now he's back in WWE after 6 years, and he's looking even better than he was 6 years ago, which says a lot. But as far as what the future holds for the American Nightmare, you know what's up. He's got some gold on his mind. And speaking of gold, we move on to a rematch from WrestleMania as the Nigerian Giant Omos did battle with the almighty Bobby Lashley with MVP in the corner of Omos this time around. Really not much to say about it, except that, I'm not too surprised. I'm not surprised that MVP would help Omos defeat Bobby Lashley at a pay-per-view, at a premium live event, like Backlash. There's no way to describe it. With a double-handed chokeslam, Omos beat Lashley. Not much else to say about it. Literally, there's nothing. But we then move on to yet another rematch from WrestleMania. In fact, I think most of these were rematches from WrestleMania, with the exception of the last two. This one was no different. The Hall of Famer Edge and the phenomenal AJ Styles, two generational talent, duking it out once again, with Damian Priest banned from ringside. But here is where things got really interesting. At the closing moments of the match, the last few minutes of the match, Damian Priest was on the rampway, was on the aisleway, getting involved. He got involved by standing on the aisleway. Finn Balor comes out, attacks Damian Priest, and out comes a mysterious person. We don't know who it is. I'm just bullshitting with you guys. I already knew who the fuck it was. I could tell just by looking at the pants. Just by looking at the pants, I knew who it was. And that person attacked AJ Styles, which allowed Edge to apply a crossface sleeper, which was the same move he used on Seth Rollins last year at SummerSlam, and AJ Styles passed out. Who was the attacker? You guessed it. If you guys guessed who you thought it was, you guessed correctly. It was indeed the Nightmare, Rhea Ripley. I can't really say that I'm surprised because of the fact that Rhea Ripley turned her back on her best friend, a woman that Liv Morgan, who's considered a sister to Liv Morgan, and she turned her back on Morgan. I just don't know why, honestly. I just don't know why. But she is now with Judgment Day, and I'm actually curious about it, to be honest. I'm curious about how this alliance will play out. But it all comes down to who else could join Judgment Day. My guess, it could potentially also be Tommaso Ciampa, now that he's a heel once again on Raw. So it's interesting, but we will find out. But I mean, congrats to Edge on a cheap victory, I'll say. But next up, we have I don't even know what the fuck just happened. We have an I Quit match for the SmackDown Women's title. Charlotte Flair, the champion, the baddest woman on the planet, Rowdy Ronda Rousey, the challenger. Holy shit. There was no bullshit, no technicalities, just a straight up fight. Only way to lose is to, literally, the only way to lose is to utter the words I quit. I don't know how that match went on for as long as it did. But it happened. I don't have the words for it. No matter how much punishment Ronda was given, she did not utter the words "I quit." Same thing with Charlotte Flair. Until the closing moments of the match, Charlotte Flair in the ring told Ronda Rousey, "This is your last chance. Say I quit." Applied an armbar with the chair. With the chair. Charlotte Flair did not utter the words "I quit," and Ronda Rousey said these words: "I was hoping you would say that, bitch." Those were the words of Ronda Rousey, and bent Charlotte Flair's arm back like this, and Here's the thing: I've had my left shoulder ripped out of its socket. Okay, I'm gonna keep it real. I had it ripped out of socket 20 years ago, and it was painful. No surgery was required, of course, but I know the pain. Charlotte Flair could not take it anymore and uttered the words "I quit." She uttered the words "I quit," and now Ronda Rousey is the SmackDown Women's Champion, which ties into the question: what is Charlotte Flair's condition? Basically, her arm's ripped off. And the X-rays proved it inside the Dunkin' Donuts arena in Providence, Rhode Island. And, yeah, I just don't have the words for it except holy shit. But congrats to Ronda Rousey on becoming the new SmackDown Women's Champion. Mad props to her. Hell of a match. She earned it. She earned that victory, hands down. Hands down. But we now move on to a match that basically started during WrestleMania weekend, as the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal winner Madcap Moss did battle with Happy Corbin. And I'm going to be honest here, this was a rather interesting matchup. I wasn't really all for it, honestly. I know that I was cheering for Moss, of course, but I just wasn't really up for it. I was hoping, I kind of figured this would have been like on the kickoff show or something, but I guess not. But closing moments of the match, Madcap Moss used a sunset flip pinning combination to defeat Happy Corbin, and thus Madcap Moss with a huge win, with the biggest win of his career, pinning a former United States champion in Happy Corbin. But we now bring you the main event. The main event, guys. RK Bro, the Raw Tag Team Champions, and Drew McIntyre. I don't know why McIntyre called themselves RK McBro. I think R Clay Bro sounds a lot better, honestly. But they did battle with the Bloodline, Roman Reigns, the Undisputed Universal Champion, and the SmackDown Tag Team Champions, the Usos, with Paul Heyman at ringside. This was basically everything that we expected it to be. We expected this to be non-stop action, fast pace, slow pace, just pure brutality. This match lived up to the hype. But the closing moments of the match, it was absolutely insane. It was insane. Randy Orton just beat the living hell out of Jimmy Uso. Reigns hit Orton with a Superman punch, and then decided to put Drew McIntyre through a table using the Rock's move, the Rock Bottom. Yes, it is a Rock Bottom, not a Uranagi. It is a Rock Bottom. Get the facts right. Get the facts right, people. It's a Rock Bottom. Anyway, Jey Uso was gonna hit the Uso splash onto Riddle. That backfired. Riddle hit a superplex onto Jey Uso. Last moment, a tag by Roman Reigns hit Riddle with a spear. 1, 2, 3. It was done. I don't even have the words for it. There's only one question that remains. Can anybody stop the Bloodline? That is the one question we must ask ourselves. Can anybody stop the Bloodline? Honestly, I don't think there's anybody that can. But only time will tell. But that brings me to the question of the day. What were your guys' thoughts on WrestleMania Backlash, and what do you think we can expect to see at the next premium live event known as Hell in a Cell, which will be next month, June 5th in Chicago? Let me know down in the comments below, and that will do it for today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you guys smash that thumbs up button. If you guys are new to the channel and you guys want to see more premium live event result videos in the future, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell so you guys do not miss out on any new content that comes your way. And as always, make sure you guys follow me on Twitter and on Instagram. All the links will be in the description below. And if you guys have any fan mail that you guys want to send me and you guys want me to open it up on the channel, all the info will be in the description as well. And on that, this is your boy Nash, signing out.